Sports. It's in the game. EA Sports. It's in the game.
A very good evening to all of RPM Esports F1 viewers. Tonight we are at Spa-Francorchamps, which is in Belgium, and we have a end of season event race with a full lobby of people, the best of RPM, and hopefully we will have a treat in store for you tonight. So why did we choose Belgium for the end of season event race? Because we think it's a track that delivers everything in terms of high speed, great battles, long DRS straights, the action zones. We know that Eau Rouge and Radion will be absolutely electric. Will we see two guys side by side there tonight? We've also got turn 13, whereas we know if you touch the inside of that curb on the left-hander, anybody could be into the wall. And then finally, we've got the chicane at the end of the second straight, which should be a fantastic action zone tonight in tonight's race. And then the last thing is that we've got the tyre strategy for tonight. So we know that we're going to be on a dry race tonight to keep the lobby nice and clean and competitive. So are the drivers going to go for the softs and then on to the mediums on the one stop? Are some drivers going to start on the mediums and then save the softs till the end? Let's have a look as we get into tonight's quali. I'm RPM Spritzy and I am your commentator for this evening, and joining alongside me tonight is the famous Always Rick 2. Are you there, Always Rick, and can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, and welcome to everybody watching, and thanks for that kind introduction. We're going to be watching a very enjoyable race without a doubt.
It is going to be enjoyable, and it's going to be a little bit tense for us because we're only in our third season at RPM, and we've had a fantastic season 3. And we do have a visitor joining us tonight on our end of season event race, which is James Doherty, who is an ex-esports racer that some of you may know. And James has agreed to join us for a kind of duel tonight with RPM's finest. So not only RPM Colin, but also some of the other guys that run at the sharp end. So we're expecting to see some great battles tonight. What's your thoughts on this event race, Rick?
I think, well, we're definitely going to see quite a lot of battles going on. With this grid all formed up, and guys from all different tiers, from the top of the different tiers, of course, can only promise wonderful moves and battles. And I think everybody's going to show all they got, of course, knowing there's a driver on the grid as well, who's on a big esports level. They just want to show off what they can do compared to his times and his strategies. So yeah, I think RPM drivers will definitely promise us some great tactics and a lot of speed as well.
Absolutely, and we know that the high gear drivers from season 3, it's certainly not just Colin that is fast enough. And then as we move down the tiers into mid gear, and even the guys that run at the front of low gear, on some tracks they have great pace. So from what I've seen, everybody's going to be really excited tonight to see how far away they are. But I guess it would be unfair for us not to mention this duel between Colin and JD. I mean, Colin's been absolutely outstanding all this season, hasn't he? Completely outstanding.
He really has been outstanding, showing great pace and consistency, and it really shows all the efforts he puts into this game. And already we see him going faster than Limitless, so that's a promising lap for Colin there.
Yeah, well, we know Colin's wanted to race Limitless for some time, so I know that Colin's put a little bit of practice into this one, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. And then further down the field we've got other guys, like I just see Evil Masters just put a lap in of a 143.4, sorry. We've also got Andrew. I suppose it would be fair to just maybe talk through the grid a little bit and see who we've got in tonight's race. So we'll go down the list. We've got Andrew in the Alpine. Andrew's had a good season in the Alpine in high gear. We've got RPM Luke that's been demoted from Ferrari tonight by Richie. He's been moved into the sister team in the Alfa Romeo. We got Rauchens in the Aston Martin that's been in the Aston all season. We got Rob Williams in the McLaren. Rob's been a mid-gear driver, done a bit of high gear and dropped back. We got Atlas that was a low gear driver, dropped up to mid-gear for some reserve in. We got RPM Zabiaka, should be looking good tonight. We've got RPM Richie, the famous RPM Richie, low gear driver, had a good season. We've got Higgsy in the McLaren. We've got RPM Huss, just got his Fanatec wheel back today, so he might be a bit rusty to start with. We've got RPM Cosmo in the Haas. We've got Shack Attack 29 F1. None of us know where that 29 F1 comes from, but we've got. It's like an RPM. I think it's written somewhere and it's been locked away in the RPM safe.
Must be. We've got to look at out for that.
And then we got Brent in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Jetfish. So Jetfish has had some good battles with Colin this season so far. We got Big Puggy, who's had a good season in low gear and had to step out at the end due to work commitments. We've got Al, who's in the other Mercedes. We've got RPM Eek, who is runner-up in the low gear championship. And last but no means least, we've got Limitless's teammate. Or actually, as Dookie said to us earlier, Limitless is his teammate. He's the second driver. So we are on board with him now. We may as well stay out for a lap with Backer at the moment, and we'll see how he gets on. Do you know if he's been practicing for tonight?
I have honestly no idea, but knowing Dookie, he would definitely have put no effort in for tonight.
Ah, that much?
So that's gonna be promising. Yeah.
Well, he is. It is fair to say that he is carrying a bit of an injury, isn't he? So,
He did. He did.
so
yeah,
he's gone
been
to
out for a
medium
while.
traction control, hasn't he? I think.
Also, yeah, he's still coping with his injury, of course. He had a busted knee, so yeah, let's see how he does tonight. He did got back quite fast, though. In the last few races, he was allowed to drive again, but unfortunately, he couldn't finish. Still, yeah, good pace, so no doubt he can still do it.
I think with an injury, he should be top 10. I would hope. I think he would hope he should be top 10.
For sure, yeah, I would hope it's the same, to be honest. And I'm not even injured.
If the guys that are joining us in the chat, if you could just let us know, please, if mine and Rick's volume is both correct and you can hear us clearly, or the game sound is too loud, too quiet, etc., then just give us a shout and let us know. I suppose we ought to jump on board with the one of the top two. We got Colin on an outlap, and we've got Limitless, who is also on an outlap, so we'll stay on board with him and we'll talk it through as he slows up for the chicane. Great to see ex esports driver in RPM, it really is. As he gets on the gas, let's have a quick look and see if he can improve on that 142.2.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm definitely having an eye out for the guys just behind there on the grid. Currently, Evil Mars and Andrew, both really close towards each other. It's only 8 thousandths of a second separating the guys, and both on the outlap. So let's see what the Alpine and AlphaTauri can do.
Yeah, Andrew's had a really good season. I think he's just had a little bit of bad lucks in some of the races and bad timing on some safety cars.
Yeah, well, I've been battling Andrew on Spa this season as well, and I can tell you,
Limitless invalidates.
Definitely a hard job to keep Andrew off. He was doing really well, pushing me absolutely on the max. So let's see if he can do the same here tonight to all the guys in front of him.
So we got Colin on a lap. So we got Colin, and after this, if Colin's a little bit down on his previous time. We got Jetfish has put a good lap in there. Yeah, Big Puggy never goes for a lap, so he must.
No, he never does.
He's treating us tonight, isn't he?
He really is showing off his skills early.
Oh, we got Colin. Colin's cutting the grass. Let's see if he's made up any time at the end of Sector 2. He is a 10th up on his previous time, so I know that Colin on TT has smashed the 141s, I think, earlier on. So yeah, I mean that's some lap, but we know that qual is always a bit slower than TT.
For sure, yeah. Of course, and TT conditions are always on point, and on track in the qualifying.
Colin
what a lap he's done there.
Colin improves. We're back on board with JD. I don't know whether or not he's going to be having another go. He is. I know that when I spoke to him, switching platforms was pretty tricky at times. So, because he plays Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, but he said that he wanted to get a bit more. Ooh, that was close to. Let's have a look at his time, see how he's coming.
Yeah, no, I think it's well known around people who play F1. And different consoles and platforms definitely make a difference in the game. PC might run a bit better, or some things might run better on Xbox or PlayStation as well. So
I think
Always a guess.
I think the physics on the PC are a little bit different. I tried it myself, and I found it actually sort of easier in some ways, but then I also found that everyone else was much faster, so it was kind of double bubble really. As he comes through, and we're going to switch on to when he pulls in. So if you could let me know who's coming through on a lap, Rick, because I'm struggling with some of the. It looks like we've got an Alpine coming through, is it?
Dookie or Bucker.
Oh, we've got Atlas. No, we've got Atlas coming through. 7/10 up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm keeping an eye on Bucker at the moment, as he's one of the cars who didn't set a lap yet and currently on a flying lap.
Oh, Atlas goes into P5. So that's the two Alpines in P4 and P5.
Holding each other again. Nice.
Looks like the next driver we've got is a Ferrari.
Smashing. The Alpine team has definitely been smashing an RPM for the last season, so no surprise on that from there.
Yeah, they've done okay. Oh, we've got Backer coming through now.
I think this is quite a good banker lap for the Red Bull driver here.
And he goes up to P9. P9.
Not too bad for a first lap.
A 1:43.2. Who's next we've got coming through? Looks like it's a Williams. Sorry, I'm missing some of these guys.
Haas
and
Haas jumping up to P7.
Fantastic lap from Haas, 1:43.3. Really next driver we've got coming through is Shaq, decides to bail out. Next one looks like it's a McLaren, who is Higgsy. So Higgsy, not been on board with him so far. So we'll stay on board with Higgsy for this lap. Looks like we've got another Alpine coming through. We've only got 3 minutes left. I think for definite, Jetfish will be quite pleased with his third place. Let's have a look what Higgs is going to do here at the end of the straight. We don't have the TAS system tonight, which is a bit unfortunate, so we can't see the sector times.
I currently can't see anyone going on a really fast lap.
No, we've got a lot of people in the pits, haven't we? So we'll stay on board with Higgsy.
Maybe Luke here? Yeah, Luke is 6/10 up.
Luke's on a lap, is he? Whereabouts is Luke?
Yeah, almost. It's in 6:03 now.
Okay, we'll jump on board with Luke. Yeah, 6/10 up. Great lap from Luke.
Really good lap.
We should get a nice spread of racing tonight, because these drivers are all from different tiers in RPM. So we should end up seeing... Oh, Luke goes 7th, 43.2. So he'll be quite pleased with that, I think. Yeah, we should see a decent spread of... Oh, Higgs is 3/10 up. A decent spread of racing, because we've got a mixed field of pace tonight. So I think that the qualifying, and also knowing that it's racing dry, will represent the pace of the actual grid for the race. So it's going to be something a bit different for us. Oh, Higgsy, 4/10 up, improves to only 13th. So he might be, Higgsy's a high gear driver. Yeah, he might be a bit disappointed with that. We've got Zab. Zab's 4/10 up as well. Zabiaka was drafted in at last minute because we had a couple of spaces. So he's had no practice whatsoever, but he goes, oh, 11th.
11, that's a really good lap there.
Really good lap, yeah, 1:43.6. So next one looks like we've got an Alpine. No, it's not an Alpine, it must be a Williams then. Coming in the pits, so Evil Master's on an out lap. We've got Shaq on an out lap. We've got, who's the next one on a lap? We've got Brent. So Brent's gone out on the mediums. Brent must be having a go at the alternate strategy. So we'll jump back on board with Brent. So we've got Limitless. This is going to be his last lap. That 42.2. He's not actually improved on that, has he? From that first lap.
Really improved yet. No.
No. So he'll be. I would imagine he'll be a bit disappointed with that. Although he knows he's coming for a bit of a battle tonight. So And boy, is he going to get a battle from Colin.
Oh yeah, for sure. But of course, your qualifying pace can definitely be way off your race pace. So it can only be better or even worse, in my opinion. They're all depending on what feels best for yourself and what your setup will do.
Colin's race pace is always good though. I think, although Brandon's actually.
Oh, Evil Master turn 13! Oh, it saves it.
I think Brandon's had a fantastic season as well since rejoining us, because Brandon's took the battle to Colin a couple of times, so it does just show what pace that Colin does have. We got a yellow in sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think it's Williams off buggy. Yeah, it is. Shaq actually going purple in sector 2. I'm not too sure if it's accurate though, but let's hope for him it is.
Ooh, Limitless has got 3/10 up at the moment, so it might take him into the 141s, but he's certainly going to know about it. He's going to know that Colin is meaning business tonight.
Ooh, and Shaq jumping his teammate to P9. Got Rauchins 3/10 up.
And Limitless comes through with a 141.8, so 3/10 behind Colin, and that will be his last lap. So Colin is improving even more. Colin's a 10th up on his last lap. I don't know if he'll abort it, I'm not sure. No, he's going to go for it. Here we go. Let's see what Colin's got. Oh, a 141.3. Have that. Well done, Colin. Great lap.
What a lap.
Right, who's next we got coming through? Sorry, Rick, I've been...
Atlas.
Atlas coming through. Oh, and Atlas goes 5th with a 143 flat. So I remember that qualifying time is the same as Matt Johnston on season 2 at Belgium, a 143.0. So we've then got, who's the next one coming through?
No, that's all cars on the lap. Al abandoned his lap way ago, and so did Sabiakas. This will be our grid.
So this is the grid. Yeah, we got Backer's AI ripping the tyres to pieces on the in lap. Oh, he'll be pleased about that. He'll be pleased about that. So we've got a few guys joining us in the stream just while this lap finishes and the countdown timer finishes. Big shout out to Quinn who's joining us. Good to see you, mate. Really good to see you. We've got Bumblebee. Looking forward to racing you next season, Bumblebee, and having a laugh in the seniors in the Old Man Gang. We've got Chris J saying who's going to beat TRL. Well, no idea. We've got Marco, aka RPM Marco, saying not bad for an old man. We've got Scott saying can we see last year's Spa. Not sure quite how we do that. I'll just cut for a moment. Let's have a quick look at the grid. So front row we've got, of course, King of RPM Colin, Limitless making up the front row alongside Colin. We've got Jetfish and Andrew on row 2. We've got Atlas and Al on row 3. We've got Luke and Huss on row 4. We've got Shaq and Evil Master on row 5. On row 6, we've got Rauchins and Brent. Brent's on the mediums. Row 7, we've got Zabiaka and Backer, aka Dookie. Row 8, we've got Higgsy and Big Puggy. Row 9, I ran out of, and I don't have the Taz as my background, unfortunately. So that grid's going to have to wait a little while until we return. Just a little while. What do you think the drivers from, knowing that it's dry, do you think the drivers from 11th down will all start on the mediums?
Hard to say, to be honest, but I think they definitely will. I think we'll see at least 5 or 6 cars on the mediums. P11 will definitely go for the mediums, in my opinion. If of course it's always the best to be the first cars to start on the mediums, but yeah, I think we'll see quite some yellow tires.
Gonna be a tricky first few laps on the mediums, though, isn't it? Like, if I guess the grid, the pace of the grid would be fairly spread out nicely. So you kind of, the drivers know that who they're racing against on the grid is relative to their own pace, generally speaking. So there should be a bit more space on track tonight as well, because we've got drivers from different tiers. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see who does what. So
yeah, no, there will definitely be quite some gaps on the grid, for sure. Definitely some room to warm up the tires, but my main concern is if you start on the mediums, as we can see now, to be on let's see.
Let's have a look.
If you start on the mediums,
so
it's a really short track to turn one. So
we've got Brent on. We've got Brent on the mediums, but I think Brent qualified on the mediums anyway. But Brent will be on new mediums now, won't he?
He will be on new mediums outside the top 10.
So he'll be on new mediums. We've then got Zabiaka and Bakker on the softs. Higgsy's also gone for the softs. We've got Big Puggy that's gone for new mediums. Cosmo, new mediums. Rob Williams. Richie's gone for the softs. So Richie is obviously looking to have decent pace at the beginning. And then we've got Eek, who's also gone on the soft. So I thought Eek was probably going to do the alternative strategy. But yeah, this is going to be interesting, really interesting.
Yeah, we can see quite some strategy going on in the back, so it can only be good for some drivers and maybe a bit worse for some others. So let's see what they can do on the first few laps. Keep up with the grid is of course really important, and the safety car can always be a factor. So.
Well, safety car is definitely going to be a factor for sure, because I think downfield there'll be, everybody will be wanting to push on. Who's your money on, Rick? Who are you thinking?
For the podium?
For the win.
For the win. Well, I can go safe and say it's going to be Colin. But,
I'm going Colin. Sorry, I am going Colin.
Let's try and double at least my money, and I'll maybe go for Jet Fisher or Andrew.
All right, okay, that's interesting. So, if you've got any predictions in the chat, feel free. That's it. I was going through the chat, so we've got some of the drivers actually in the chat as well. I think we've got Mrs. Bold joining us in the chat, so very nice to see you in there supporting Colin. We've got Higgsy. No, Higgsy would have been joining us from inside in between the race, so I think that's everybody covered. We've got Don saying let's go Eek, so yeah, good luck Eek, fellow competitor in low gear in season 3. So I got a bit sick of seeing the back of that Aston Martin. I've decided to jump in one for next season. Oh, as the grid forms up, Colin will be getting all nervous now, hoping to get his best start of the season so far. Right, we're going to try and get a good camera
definitely going to be important.
Yeah, you'll have to
I
try.
got a really good angle from Limitless, so
you'll have to try and keep me. You'll have to try and keep me updated, Rick, on any incidents in turn 1.
I will. I'm all the way at the back, so let's see what's going to happen.
So it looks like we've got some lights. We've got 3, 4, 5, and we're off. And Huss has got a drive-through penalty.
Oh, and what a start in the back here.
Colin looks like he's... Oh, there's a massive crash.
Well, the risk check attack is involved. And I can see
it looks like it was an Alpine.
Well, there's my money gone. Andrew was one of the cars involved. I can't see any damage.
And we've got a yellow in Sector 1, but at the moment we've got a VSC. So we've not got a safety car. We don't have the TAS, unfortunately, to tell us the damage. So we're going to have to just have a little look.
I can have a look, and it's clear that Zabiaka and Eek both have no wing left on their car. So they are 2 of the cars who got massively damaged in that happening. And further on, I can't see any car with serious damage on the front wing visible.
Okay, so we got. I mean, the winners and losers in that after that start is we've got Evil Master who's up to 4th. He's gained 6 places. We've got Atlas that Luke's gained 2. We've got Atlas that's lost 1, and Jetfish has overtaken Limitless. Has just caught him sleeping there a little bit, maybe on the restart. So
Evil Master off.
Oh,
Can he stop before the? Yeah. Oh, that's so much luck there. And it's Evil Master backwards in the gravel, and he just kept it out of the wall, but almost slided back on track, and that would have been terrible for some drivers coming up. But he saved it just in time, and that's a good start lost for the AlphaTauri car.
so we've got a bit of a gap. We've got Luke following the front 3. Colin sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:57 as they move on to lap 2. Atlas is having a great run out here. Looks like we've got a bit of action here between Routins and Brent. Brent's doing really well here because he's on those mediums. So Brent is going to be one to watch here on those mediums, getting all the way up to 6th place. So that's great for him. We've got Bakker just behind as well, behind Routins. Is he going to get the run? We've got no DRS yet because we're only on lap. Oh, Bakker's using up the ERS. Goes alongside Routins. He wants to follow Brent. That's what's going to be happening here. Dookie's going to be thinking, don't let Brent go. Don't let Brent go. As we
Definitely. And of course, you won't want that car to go off as he's on a medium, so you want to stay as close as possible.
Yeah, we got.
We got Andrew involved again. This time, I think with Rob Williams outcoming Camel straight, and both cars are backwards on track. And ooh, Andrew almost got.
And Zabiak has lost it in Eau Rouge, so that may be a safety car. I don't know what Dookie set the safety car to. I'm guessing just reduced, which would be a normal RPM setting. Yeah. So, but there's nobody coming through that sector, so there's maybe enough time for the marshals there to clear it out. We've got Limitless closing up on Jetfish. Should have the DRS, I'm guessing, from this lap onwards. I'm guessing as Colin crosses the line, we should now get the DRS enabled. I'm hoping it is. So we'll just keep an eye on that. We'll have a look a bit further down. So we've got Huss taking his penalty. Higgs is coming into the pits. Rob Williams looks like he might have been in the pits because he's on the mediums. Andrew has been involved in a few incidents. Al has been involved in an incident to send him back there, maybe on lap 1, Eek and Evil Master. So we've missed the overtake. So as we shoot back up screen,
we got stop on Rob Williams.
Jetfish there, just keep it clean, boys. Let's keep it clean. Trying to nip back straight away. Oh, it's Limitless just going really wide. Yeah, and I think that took Jetfish with him actually. Look at Brent. Brent's coming, Rick. Brent's coming in 5th on those mediums. Let's get back to the tyre.
Joining his teammate here, and he's actually catching up to his teammate sometimes as well. So this might be a sign that the softs might wear off faster than drivers have expected.
Yeah, I don't think Luke's going to put much of a fight against Brent if Brent gets that close. Jetfish has dropped out of DRS from Limitless now, as Evil Master picks up a 3-second penalty. And we've got Bakker that's just dropped off the back there, but he's made his way through to 6th. So I think that Bakker will be just holding steady now and just kind of thinking about the second stint on the mediums. And of course, a safety car can change absolutely everything.
The safety car can definitely mess some strategies up and maybe even improve some as well. So let's see what happens in the race. Of course, we don't hope to see a safety car because that will be a cost for a driver. And we want to see as much finishes as possible.
We do. We've got yellow in sector 3, which looks like it is evil again. So he's just parked at the side of the track, so get yourself back on it. Don't give up, Evil. If you are watching the stream, a safety car can change everything. So get in there, sort the wing out. Jetfish has just dropped off the back now, so I think we're going to see now a bit of a close down. Looking at the ERS of Limitless, he's got 68%, 67%, and Colin is down to 50. So this is heading towards a little bit of a showdown as these tyres go off. Evil Master has retired. Hopefully that is in the pits, which it is, so it shouldn't bring out the safety car. So that's the second retirement of the race. What battles have we got going on further down, Rick? What's the...
Well, one thing that catches my eye really good is that Atlas G is keeping really close towards Rauchins, but losing it a bit now. Maybe he's pushing a bit too much as Rauchins went a bit wide sometimes, so Atlas could actually catch up again a bit. And really surprising to see Big Boy doing so well so far. He's keeping it within a second every lap on those mediums and just waiting for the cars in front of him to make a mistake. So
yeah, I think we've got another guy that's working very similar. I mean, Puggy started on the mediums and he's made his way back up to Atlas, but I think we've got another guy that's working his way through, which is Richie, RPM Richie. He told me that he didn't get a chance to do too much practice, so he's just going to keep it nice and steady, keep out of trouble, and he's up to 12th place, chasing down Cosmo. So that's going to be a good battle. Both of these drivers in the senior division next season, as Richie has got DRS, he's using up that ERS, goes alongside Cosmo and gets the job done. So Richie will be pleased with that. Oh, as Limitless picks up a 3-second time penalty. So
that's an interesting situation.
It is an interesting one, absolutely. Yeah. So happens to us all. Makes me feel a lot better about getting mine. That's all I could say. Then after Cosmo, we've got a gap then to the guys that I'm guessing have already done some kind of pit stop. So Cosmo's just squeezing a little bit of ERS there. So it's going to be...
Cosmo's definitely trying to keep up with Richie here at the moment.
Yeah, Richie's dead smooth though, isn't he?
Richie is what... he isn't that fast, but he's one of those consistent drivers, same as Colin. He's he just knows what to do and keeps it calm every time. So
we also got to remember that Cosmo's on the mediums as well. So
yeah, awesome.
So he is. So Cosmo may be just thinking, right, I'm just going to stay in. I mean, his ERS is really good, so he's probably thinking, I'm just going to stay in the. I reckon we might have a move here off Puggy. Puggy's closed down Atlas.
And look at Brent already in the rear of his teammate. I don't think Luke will make a big battle over here though. No, he's just leaving the door open.
He can see he's on the mediums. So Luke will want to try and just stay in there as long as he can. Good race so far from Luke. He's had a good season. Missed a few rounds this season due to work commitments and a few other things. So been confirmed today that he's partnering Colin again in season 4 in the Premier Division. So that's going to be great to see Luke and Colin teaming up again.
For sure, and Cosmo just passed Richie again on the straight, making a bit of a gap now as Richie went a bit late on the brake there on the exit of the
yellow in sector 2, and that looks to be
Limitless.
Oh, he's had a spin.
And that was tight entry again, but that's a surprising one. All the way down to P9 now.
P9.
And he's now gonna catch up in quite some traffic.
And he's got Shaq that's coming up behind him. Has he got damage though? That's the question. Is he going to go in? Has he got damage? Is Shaq going to make the move? Oh.
He's out.
He's out. He's out.
He's actually out, and that was a strange one as well.
Wasn't
He
it?
just lost the car.
And we do have a... No, we've got a yellow.
Just yellow. Yeah, well, he is quite far off the track, so it shouldn't be a big danger for drivers coming out. But okay, interesting.
I wonder if he'd got damage. And anyway, well, happens to the best of us, Rick, doesn't it? So,
Yeah, for sure.
So there you go. Welcome to RPM Limitless. Oh, it's a real shame. A real shame, because that was shaping up to be a good battle, and I thought that was going to sharpen up on the mediums, but okay. So we will continue on. And in the meantime, we'll try and find out exactly what happened.
Yeah, well, we'll hear what happened after the race, I guess.
We may well do. Yeah, if we get a message, then we will share that info. So in the meantime, we got Colin with a 9-second lead, but this race is not over because you've got Brent in third, and Brent is on those mediums. So whilst Colin has pulled away and made massive progress, I don't think you can rule Brent out of this yet, as we've got Jetfish coming in for new tyres. So he's gone in on lap 8. Colin's pitted, putting on the mediums, of course.
Now interesting to see what's happening next. Also Jetfish went with him.
He did. It was one of those.
Also Richie is in.
Puggy. Is Puggy going to get Colin? Oh, and Andrew's retired. Oh, Colin's jumping around a little bit on my screen. We do have... we were having some connectivity problems, if you remember, at the start of the lobby. Are you still there, Rick?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I wonder
Sorry.
if no, I wonder if we've got lobby issues.
I can't notice any lobby issues at the moment, to be honest.
So we've got Puggy, we've got Jetfish, we've got Brent in the lead, and Colin is Colin's now closing down on Backer.
Yeah, well, the mediums will take a little time to get on the right temperature, of course, but so far it is quite good for Colin. And Luke is still close towards his teammate and is going in as well. Is Barker joining him? No, he's not. He's continuing.
Backer's staying out. I wonder if he's hoping for a safety car.
It might be, actually. Rauchens is in as well. All the soft runners except for Barker will be now gone and on the mediums.
And we've got
Brent again. Oh, Brent. It's Brent! Up Eau Rouge.
Brent in Eau Rouge, and that is likely to be a safety car. Is it going to be a safety car?
Yes,
it's a virtual safety car, so the settings are working really well tonight.
And that's a shame for Bakker, to be honest, because he could have had them.
Well, actually, it depends. It depends how long the virtual safety car will stay out, because if you pit under the virtual safety car, I think it reduces the pit time from 20 seconds
only takes half a time,
to like 10 seconds. So actually, if Bakker can get all the way round, if this VS... Oh no, it's gone.
No, it's not gone. Well, there it is, it gone.
So, yeah, so that's our theory completely out the window.
Yeah.
So Brent was probably the only challenger for Colin in this race. So Collins now. It's Collins to lose as he goes past.
Yeah, that's an easy pass for Colin there. Barker didn't make it too hard for him. So let's hope he can keep up now.
Ooh, I thought Backer was going in then. We've got a big Puggy coming through on these mediums. He's not pitted yet either. Or he must. Yeah, no, he has.
He's 9 laps in. And
Has he
also
not pitted
Cosmo
yet?
didn't pit yet. No.
No, he's
Also
not pitted.
Rob Williams and Cosmo didn't pit yet.
So Cosmo's up to 5th place, so a great race from him. Can't believe we've got 5 DNFs at Spa and no safety car. I think that's
That is quite surprising. Yeah, it really is.
that is surprising. Yeah, it certainly is. So we've got Luke making a pass. Luke's now stopped and he's on the mediums.
He is on the mediums, fresh tires for Luke, and he's definitely looking for some redemption for his teammate here. As they both were doing a really, really good job. Unfortunately for Brent, he couldn't last as long as he wanted.
We've
Also,
got
Richard,
Atlas and Routons are keeping that battle going. So they've been battling they were battling for the first half of the season in low gear for definite, week in, week out. So this rivalry is renewed with these two. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out towards the end of the race.
Rouches is definitely one of the guys we've seen developing week in, week out in RPM. In the beginning was a bit insecure, I guess, and later on in the game and in the seasons he is in RPM. He just went on and on and on and improving himself every race.
For sure. Yeah, he did. And also I think he had a couple of DNFs which kind of threw him a little bit mid-season, and then he came back with a different mindset and actually won the first race and had a cracking end to the season. So he's going to be in the championship division next season, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye out on that. And Routons is teaming up with Lucist, so Lucist is dropping down to the championship because of work commitments on a Thursday. So them two are going to be a great pairing up in the championship division for sure. Richie's having a good session, up in 12th place on those mediums, keeping out of trouble, working his way through.
He was having a little battle with Al a lap ago. He seems to be catching off a bit now. But meantime, Bakker is joining the battle between Atlas and Rouches.
Well, then that could get very dangerous. These three guys. Got a big Puggy up in. He's still going out there. I don't know. Not sure. How many laps can the softs do? Is it about 7 or 8 here?
I think it will be around that kind of laps. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've seen Puggy doing long runs on a lot of tracks.
So what do you reckon we're going to get from Puggy and Cosmo? What lap do you think they're going to pit? About sort of 14, something like that?
Well, knowing Cosmo's driving style and knowing Cosmo has been pushing a lot, because he's been in a lot of battles. Big Puggy actually, as usual, just slid his race through the track without really seriously having bad issues on the tires. So I think Cosmo will go in earlier than Puggy will.
Yellow in end of sector 1.
Yeah.
It looks like is it Eek? Is it?
Eek. Yeah, I think it is.
Eek had gone onto the hards. Yeah. Got yellow in sector 1 and Puggy's out.
Puggy's out
in Eau Rouge.
Upcoming Eau Rouge. Virtual safety car once again.
A virtual safety car. So Puggy's just pushed those tyres beyond the limit. So it'll be back to the flapjack shop or waffle shop for Puggy this evening. So the only guy who's not pitted is, or two guys, sorry, is Cosmo and Rob Williams.
Yeah, and I think Higgsy's in now. He went for new mediums. Good call for him there, as it didn't cost that much time. And Rob Williams might have been wanting to pit there as well, but he was already far past the pit lane. So.
Yeah, we got Cosmo. And then these virtual safety cars are just not falling right for them, are they? They're just not falling.
They really are.
No, where they're up near the pit lane. I mean, Colin's showing his pure class here. He's 14 seconds ahead of his nearest rival. So, I mean, that's just incredible, really. I guess it shows that what kind of pace that the front of High Gear has had. Banter, Colin, you know, Jetfish. DRS is enabled. We're back on.
Oh, and Barker is definitely not sleeping here. Already passing Atlas. And now coming his way up to Raujens.
Yeah, just missed that as well. And
Even Cosmo.
we've got Shaq, who's not far behind this battle as well. Well,
Shaq has been doing really well.
Atlas has actually taken a double jump at the end of this season, so he's going up all the way into the Premier Division next season. We've got a couple of spaces free, and I spoke with him in the messages, and he said that he'd actually quite like to give it a go. So that's great to see, because we're going to get, you know, he's going to be kind of right up the front, or right up at the top of RPM as Backer watches Raujens passing Cosmo. Raujens on the fresher mediums.
I think Cosmo's definitely worn out through those tires at the moment. And he will definitely notice the difference now, but with the cars behind him coming up. And I think it will be a safe call for Cosmo. Just back out a bit and go for the soft tires in a few laps.
Cosmo's going to come back out right into the middle of that battle between Richie, Huss and Al.
Oh, Bakker inside turn 13. Oh.
Yeah, we nearly caught that. And we've got Atlas just behind as well. So these guys are putting on a great show for us after the main event was terminated early.
It's definitely not boring to watch P4 till PA, and we got another yellow flag, and it looks like Higsy. Yeah, this.
Higsy was another driver that was drafted in fairly late on, so he'd not done any practice either. He only got about half an hour's notice.
Gotta give him credit for keeping it up, though.
Well, I still think we're going to see a safety car. To be honest, I do. Well, I think the next one to total it in Eau Rouge, I think is going to bring out a safety car, squash it all back together, and put everybody on the softs. I think that's what's likely to happen. I just don't know who it's going to be as Atlas gets DRS on Cosmo. Atlas has got loads of ERS left, so Cosmo moved to the side. Atlas comes through.
And there comes Shack Attack already.
And
Just
Shaq
popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah, he is. He's having a good race, Shaq. He's having a good race, up to 8th place. Oh, Cosmo just goes a bit wide. Shaq, is he going to go down the... Oh, wipes his nose.
I definitely thought he would go for the gap.
Here comes Shaq,
there,
using his ERS. Cosmo's letting him through. We've got a yellow in sector 3. That's Higsy. That's a retirement in the pits. So shouldn't bring out the safety car. My goodness, we should have had it in the wet. Probably more people would have finished.
Yeah, the dry track is definitely catching up some victims here.
It is. We've got yellow in sector 1, which is... Looks like
it's the car of Higsy.
Ah, the car of Higsy. Coming out, that's going to be on track, causing us a bit of a pain. Okay, so I suppose we best jump on board with the race leader. And let's have a little bit of screen time for the king of RPM, Mr. Colin. Had an absolute faultless race so far. Pole position. I'm guessing he's also holding the fastest lap of the race.
Good question, to be honest. Let's see what the race director says.
Almost 15 seconds ahead of his nearest rival, Jetfish. So I don't think Colin will slow down. I think he will aim to keep pushing. Oh, it looks like he might have just got a little warning there. He is pushing because he's just set a purple. He's just set a purple sector 2. So this looks like this could be the fastest lap of the race coming up.
Shaq actually closing in towards Atlas as well, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that battle there. Atlas having a bit of
there you go.
Oh, there we go.
And there you go. Just in case, yeah, he's probably listening, probably wondering if he did or he didn't. So he thought, right, I best put it in. Right, let's have a quick look downfield. So we got the closest battle. We've got Shaq and Atlas. We've got also Huss and Richie that we'll just keep a bit of a close eye on. Shaq's going to get DRS. It's a little straight this. I don't know why they give you DRS here, to be honest. Doesn't really do anything,
same
does
as
it?
Canada. I think it's just the same as Canada. Just to keep up and then take it on the long.
Yeah, I've had longer showers than that straight. I mean, there's just absolutely no point having DRS there. Right, let's have a quick look, because Shaq is going to get DRS now and Atlas isn't. So this is going to probably be a battle that stays going to the end, because I know Atlas has got quite a bit of... Ooh, Shaq's backed out. Close the DRS. Oh, he's probably listening to the stream, Shaquille. Come on, get the battling going.
Don't be so...
Yeah, come on, Shaq. You've done that on purpose, just to try and ruin the stream. Let's have a look with Huss.
Make it hard for us.
And Cosmo's working his way through as well. So Cosmo is now on the softs. He's 6 seconds behind, so that's quite a bit of time, really, isn't it, to be making up?
And actually Hush is catching up with Richie, so that might be a battle and help out Cosmo to close in again as well.
Yeah, Shaq staying behind Atlas, we can see 2/10. We've got the field fairly spread out at the moment. These looks like the only battles. We've got Atlas doing a bit of grass cutting on the inside. Come on, Shaq!
I saw it as well. That grass was a bit long.
Yeah, just trimmed it off there.
Just make the overtake already. It's gonna be hard though, because you really need a really good exit here too. It goes a bit deep, and that's already what I mean. You really need such a good exit to catch it up on this DRS.
And Atlas has got 50% ERS, and Shaq has now. Ooh, that was close, Shaq. Here he goes. He's gonna get the job done this lap for sure.
He must. Otherwise, we will know he's watching the stream and just making us look like
fools, like absolute fools. Come on, Shaq. Come on, don't do it again. Yes, it's gone past.
There we go.
There he goes. Now it's going to be Atlas's turn.
It is, and I'm going to switch to Huss as well. Is he going to have DRS
yes,
on
he does.
Richie?
Yeah, and he gets the overtake done. But the same thing's going to apply. Richie's now going to have the DRS on Huss if Huss can't pull away out that gap. We've got just over 5 laps to go.
And Buck actually might be catching up with some bet markers,
He is,
so
yeah.
it might help out to close in towards Luke. He's not really having a great exit every lap though, on the final sectors.
Colin's just got another fastest lap of the race.
That's just showing off.
Yeah, he's just showing off now. He's milking it now. Yeah, Bakker can probably see Luke, and he's thinking, I've just got to get in
Yeah.
there.
He keeps it with
3
within the
seconds,
three,
yeah.
so 2.8. So
Five laps to go there. That's a pretty tall order. So we've got Atlas on Shaq. Come on, Atlas. You are our only chance of a remaining battle on track.
yeah, Richie backs out a bit as well on us, so that won't be a big battle going on there.
And Atlas has got some serious ERS to use. So as he hits the DRS, now he's still not using his ERS, so I think Atlas is playing this one cool now. He's going to try and sit there on the back of Shaq, maybe till a bit later on, making our commentary even more challenging.
Yeah, not giving us a big battle going on, and further up the grid, yeah, as we said in the beginning, the gaps are starting to form a bit.
They are. We've not really seen much of Al this race, so I'm guessing that the incident that Al had at the beginning of the race has obviously put him back, but he's done well. He's worked his way back up through to 8, so Al is our mid-gear champion for season 3,
Yep.
moving up to the Premier Division next season, reunited with his ex-teammate Jetfish, so they're a bit like a famous duo. Split up for season 3 but reunited for season 4, so I can see a bit of a song coming about that somewhere along the way.
Yeah,
We've got a
maybe
yellow
split
in
up in season
sector
5 again.
Yeah, maybe we've got yellow in sector 3. Well, we did have, but it's gone now, so still got
I think,
Atlas tracking behind Shaq.
I think someone just went off the track for a moment and back up again.
We've got Cosmo coming through on Richie now. Cosmo on those softs, so he's going to have amazing grip. He's got quite a lot of ERS, so this is for a top 10. So I think Cosmo will want to get this job done. He might have his sights on Huss. I know that Cosmo and Huss have got form. They definitely like a good battle.
For sure. Bakker and Luke are both really pushing at each other now as well. Bakker is actually closing in towards Luke now after passing Eek, but we can also see both of the cars used a lot of ERS.
Ooh, that was
and
late
some
from
DRS.
Cosmo. That was late. Cosmo. Oh, Richie's just sort of half conceded. Maybe just thought better of it because he saw. Oh, as Cosmo cuts the grass, Richie dodges him.
That's a great move.
Yeah, the praying mantis. Richie Cavallino now. RPM Richie. Oh, as Cosmo goes wide. We've been asked in the chat, can we see the penalties?
Which penalties?
We've got no penalties. We've got no penalties. I see that we've got Limitless joining in the chat saying Colin is like Verstappen. So I think that's probably exactly what Colin wanted to hear. It's such a shame that battle couldn't have played out. I have had a message from Limitless in the Discord telling me that he will do another lobby with us on our when F1 2022 comes out, so thank you very much. That will be much appreciated. I'm sure Colin will look forward to reuniting for that
Totally.
battle on the new game, because the new game is going to be quite different, isn't it? It is going to be quite different. Cosmo goes again. Oh, Rick, you know what's going on here, don't you? Cosmo's softs are going off. Richie's mediums are staying where they are. This is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be a nightmare.
This is going to be quite a battle for Cosmo though. Well, he has ERS to play with. And, well, thinking about the penalties in the meantime, by the way, something did came up, and that is that Huss had a drive-through penalty in lap 1
He did.
at the start.
He did, because he jump
And he's now
started.
driving PA.
Huss got overexcited on the start and decided to just go.
He did.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I might make the odd joke with him about that, because he's my teammate for next season. So if you are watching the stream, Huss, then expect some incoming fire for for that jump start. Okay, let's have a look. Rauchens is having a fantastic run in 5th, so this form's continuing. Great form from Rauchens. Backer's only 1.7 behind Luke, but I don't think they've got enough time. We've got Jetfish. As Rob's picked up a penalty. We've got Jetfish 22 seconds behind Colin, and we've got 2 laps to go. So far, who's your driver of the day, excluding Colin, of course?
My driver of the day will definitely be Luke.
Yeah, Luke's having a storming run.
Yeah, he's been really solid tonight.
This is like a normal high gear race. Colin leading, Jetfish second, Luke in third, and Backer in fourth.
It is. Although I must say I'm really impressed with Huss catching up on P8 again after the drive-through penalty.
Yeah, Huss has got amazing pace.
Yeah, he did.
When he gets... Oh, we got yellow in sector 3. Looks to be a... I don't know what car that is actually. It might be that...
For the people in the chat as well, if you've got your driver of the day, please let us know and
absolutely, yeah, let us know. Sorry, I was just reading the chat there. So
yeah, same. I just catched up a bit, and but let us know who your driver of the day is, and definitely quite some choices to be made, in my opinion.
So we've got the closest battle that we've got on track at the moment is Atlas versus Shaq, and whilst Atlas is staying in, he's used a lot of his ERS to stay in that 1 second of Shaq. So I wonder if these tyres are going off a little bit more than maybe some of the guys thought, as Colin's on his last lap. So we will stay on board with Colin.
Evil Master saying he's giving Shaq advice, so that's why he's doing well.
Oh really?
And I can't imagine anything about that. But some driver of the day popping in. We got 2 for Atlas, to be honest. Seeing Atlas is driver of the day. 1 for Colin as well, and then we got Marco saying Bakker, and Penguin going for Luke. And so does Penguin Verstappen.
I think Luke's getting my driver of the day, but Colin's going to get my driver of the season. Not only because he is the winner of high gear and he's the fastest guy in RPM, but also because if any driver ever needs any help or advice on setups or telemetry, because we use the Driver 61 Hot Laps telemetry, Colin is the first person to offer that advice and share it out.
Yeah.
So, you know, he may well be the quickest, but he's also one of the kindest as well, and I think that says a lot about RPM as he crosses the line and takes the win with a 24-second lead over Jetfish. So congratulations, Colin, on the win. As we now jump on board with Jetfish, we're just going to keep one eye on that little battle between Shaq and Atlas. Let's have a look whereabouts on the track they are. I don't think Atlas is going to get the job done. As we've got Jetfish coming through, and he's had a great season as well, taking 2nd place. We've got Luke, who has managed to hold off Bakker for the podium. Bakker did have that penalty. We've got RPM Rauchens, fantastic season for Rauchens, really got some speed towards the end of the season, taking 5th. We've got Shaq Attack 29 F1, taking 6th.
Nice.
Atlas in 7th. We got Huss, who had that, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but he did have that jump start as he comes across the line. Cosmo in 9th, and making up the top 10 is Richie in the Ferrari. So Richie will be really pleased with that, with the top 10 finish.
I hope Rob Williams actually finished before he crashed.
I think he did. And the driver of the day, oh my goodness, as if we needed to see that.
We got to hear this for ages.
Yeah, we don't really care what Codemasters think is the driver of the day. We can't give that dookie on the last race of the season. That's just completely unfair. Well, there we have it. So, do you want to have a go at inviting the podium guys and Backer to the commentary, and we'll see if we can get a quick chat with those guys. Colin doesn't normally do interviews, so I don't know whether he will or not. We will see. It's end of season. Who knows? We've got Colin taking the win, Jetfish second, Luke third, Backer fourth, Rauchens fantastic driving fifth, Shack Attack 29 F1, don't know where that came from, in sixth, Atlas G in seventh, Huss with the, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Huss actually had a jump start and got a penalty, so he's had a great comeback to eighth. We've got Cosmo in ninth, RPM Richie making up the top 10, so we'd be really pleased with that. We got Al in 11th, who had that first lap incident. We got Rob Williams, good drive from Rob, in 12th. We've got RPM Eek in 13th, and I think Higgsy was in AI towards the end. So non-finishers, just to remind you all, which you won't want to be reminded of, I know. Higgsy, Big Puggy, Brent, Andrew, Limitless, Evil Master, and Zabiaka. So while we are waiting for the drivers to join, that's probably one of the only times that Evil Master may see himself at on the same screen and at the same level as Limitless. But okay, so I think that we've got our third place finisher joining us, who was tonight in the Alfa Romeo, which is RPM Luke. Are you with us, Luke?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about your race, mate. Podium. How was that?
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I mean, if you look at the pace that Limitless and Colin had in the beginning, I first, when I was behind him, I thought, well, maybe if I can stick it at DRS, but then he was so quick. And the start was crazy as well. I think 3 cars went away from me, and then Evil dropped it as well. Don't know what happened with him, but yeah, I don't know.
He does do that sometimes.
I tried to just do my race, and then Brent was behind me, so I followed him in the DRS. And the minute I lost it, I went in because I knew that I would lose time. And then I saw Bakker. I knew he was coming, and I saw him closing in. I was giving it everything. At some point, I was catching Jetfish by a couple of tenths, so I was pushing really hard. And then I think it was just enough. If you had 1 lap more, I would have lost it, but he got that penalty, so it didn't matter.
Well done, mate. Well done. Was a great race.
Yeah,
what did you find it different driving the Alfa compared to the Ferrari?
I've driven in another competition. I've driven the Alfa for a season, so I know the car. But I don't find it that different, but it feels different, but it's in a positive way. So.
Okay, very good, very good. And I understand that you've re-signed for Ferrari for next season.
That is true as well for the 3rd season.
Does that mean that Big Don Ritchie has got the checkbook out and paid you another massive contract for season 4?
It's my contract bonus if I win championship. So
well,
I need to win the championship again. Well, but I've seen the grid; it's very competitive.
It does look competitive, mate. It does look competitive, yeah. And fair play to you, because you came up from when you joined RPM, you came from another league as well, and you've just really progressed. So you're absolutely right at the front now, and teaming up with Colin, that can only spur you on to drive even quicker. So what are your thoughts on next season? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new game as well. I want to try it out. It seems fun, and I hope that it works in my favor, the new game, the handling, but yeah, we don't know, but I will see. I think I'm giving it everything in the most beautiful car there is.
Well, I don't agree with you about the beautiful car.
Well, that was that. You had to say that because of his contract.
That's right. Yeah. Some of us have signed.
It's a contract thing.
What happened? Where's the team boss from Alpine gone?
Some of it. Well, I got fired. So apparently, there was a complaint put in against me about bribing stewards. So Alpine fired me, and luckily for me, Huss has managed to get me a job at Aston Martin. So yeah, I'm kind of grateful to Huss, really. So I suppose I shouldn't laugh at him for getting. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he got a jump start tonight. But
He did.
Yeah, I saw him doing he was behind me. I saw him doing a jump start, and it got me a bit of luck because I
Yeah,
thought that
well-
he had a very good start. But
well, we certainly know the banter in RPM is absolutely top level. So I don't think Huss is going to live this down for some time. But he did have great pace actually when he recovered. So
yeah,
any other questions from you, Rick, before we finish with Luke?
No, that's all for me.
Okay. Do we have any of the other drivers that have joined us, or are we just on Luke?
No, we're just on
me.
Luke.
Just us then.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Luke, for joining us and just sort of topping off the end of the stream. Congratulations for your
Thank you.
podium. And I guess all that can be said for us from me and from Rick is thank you very much to everybody that's joined in the stream. Thank you to all the drivers that have drove in season 3. It's been an absolute amazing season. We started this journey a year ago, Rick, was it? Something like that?
yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. During or just before lockdown, deciding to start up our own. So, yeah, thanks to everybody that's joined us. It's been amazing, and we've got season 4 coming up. So, hopefully, a bit bigger, bit better. Still only 3 tiers. It's all about quality, not about quantity, so they say. Any last words from you, Rick, before we sign off?
Yeah, well, thanks again for everybody joining us in the stream. All the drivers who joined us in season 3, and hopefully see you all back for season 4 to have another successful season in RPM.
Absolutely, mate. Well, have a good evening, everyone, and we will leave you with a little taster of what's coming next season, and we will see you in another RPM stream very soon. Good night.